right, welcome everybody right here to Scoreboards Restaurant on Coursey Boulevard, right between Airline Highway and Sherwood Forest Boulevard. This is the Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks, a closer look at Jaguar Athletics, and we are here again today, raining out here today. But boy, it was sunny last weekend, wasn't it?
Oh, no question about it. And, even though it's a little dreary outside, it's always shining on the Jaguars.
That's exactly right. You know, I want to recognize somebody. When you look up the definition of Jaguar Nation, there is a young man here who not only buys season ticket books, but he also has been here 20 shows. Mr. Romy Smith back there.
I want to say
Mr. Romy. That guy's been here 20 shows, Coach.
Have not missed one.
No. I mean, unbelievable. That guy's been unbelievable. And not only that, he puts his money where his mouth is. Like you say, he buys season ticket books.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, we got several other people in here that's just like him that haven't missed a show. When you're talking about being a true supporter, they're a true supporter. They have season book in every sport. They come out and support the ancillary events. And they're very proud to wear the Southern on their chest.
Yes.
They do whatever they can to help our student athletes, and we're very appreciative of all of them. And so,
that's right.
No question about it. Mr. Smith himself and others in the stands, the athletic department, very grateful for them.
No question about that. Well, obviously another big trip, a national stage, really, you could say. And again, to Starkville, Mississippi. Stark Vegas. Against Mississippi State. And
all the way for home.
Yeah, that's right. That's 2 times now we've been there. We got some pictures from that atmosphere as well. We're going to talk to Coach Jackson coming up here in just a moment. Talk about that stage going against the Mississippi State Bulldogs in that first game.
Well, I think that what we talked about in our previous shows, that I think that Coach Jackson and his staff has breathed the confidence of that baseball program. And I think one of the things that made that game is so competitive that they just didn't go play a game. They thought they could win the game, and that they brought a lot of confidence with them. And that started at top. And we played teams of that stature all year long that we were successful with playing. And if we didn't beat them, we played them very close. So I think all that played a role in how the young men were able to go out and perform.
No question about that. Then obviously one of the blue bloods in college baseball, the Miami Hurricanes, was the second game we played in that elimination game. And that's a thing I know that Coach Jackson, which is here, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. It's a learning process. I mean, when Skip Bertman first went to LSU, they didn't go to the College World Series at first. And even when they went to the College World Series, it took them a long time to win one.
Well, I spoke with Coach about that. I think that's a part of growing up.
Yeah.
I think that the first game was very, very competitive, and you just think, hey, we played these guys like that. The next game we're going to be able to go out, but you got to have a next level focus, and I think the only way that you have a next level focus is that you learn by experience. And so I'm excited about the experience that they gained and look forward to better things for next season.
No doubt about that. And then, of course, anything new that's coming for the future of Jaguar baseball?
Well, I mean, first is first. I mean, I think Coach Jackson's done a great job, and so I've been meeting with the presidents and the president, Dr. Belton, and we're ready to propose an offer to our board to keep Coach Jackson in place. I've been meeting with him, and obviously we know that what level we are, but we want to be able to maximize our offering to him, and I think that we come up with a good plan to make him feel comfortable about how Southern University feel about him, and I think he feels the same way about Southern.
Right.
It's been displayed that, he took this job when we talked about it on being here long term, and obviously I think he still feels the same way. And whenever you're able to win, you draw attention. That's your job of hiring coaches to be successful.
Yep.
And at all levels, they give them a chance. If someone want to come down and try to get them, that's good for the university. That means that you're doing a good job. And so I never would want to take that opportunity away from him. But as the athletic director, I want to give him the very best deal that Southern University can give him, and let him know that we appreciate him, that we want him to be our coach and be here for a long period of time.
No question about that. And with that, obviously I was happy to see their baseball gloves with the Southern logo on it and stuff like that. So we're getting what the big boys got. Boy, those Under Armour uniforms look good, especially the Columbia blue.
No question about it. And we was on the conference call now, and they asked when we was getting ready for the tournament, they say, well, Coach, what color y'all gonna be in? I said, Coach Jackson, you answered that question. He said Columbia right off the bat. I said, they're in trouble. He picked that Columbia color. So we haven't worn that color in a long period of time.
Yeah.
And obviously the relationship with Under Armour allows us to do some different things. And so these coaches get a chance to put their style on their programs, and I like that a lot.
And if I was a worker at Under Armour, I would have to say, more than likely, I don't think there's another school out there that appreciates our deal more than you do. I mean, the Southern coaches and the athletic director and the staff, they appreciate the deal that Under Armour has with Southern.
Well, I think coming from my perspective as the athletic director, that we appreciate the relationship and we don't take it for granted. And so with that being said, we respond a little differently because we know we don't have the whole pie. And so to be able to be on this level, this branding level with Under Armour, that's really a true partner.
Yep.
That we on the elite program that a lot of other universities, mid and high major, are not. That's truly a blessing for us, and so we respect that. And so we are able to push that on to our fans and make the whole Jaguar family be a part of this relationship.
No question about that. Well, Coach, sports season is now done. As far as on the field, off the courts, and all that stuff, there's more things to do. Obviously, you've got things to go to. We're going to be talking about the SWAC meetings coming up soon, the later part of the show.
Tomorrow.
But all kinds of things that will be coming up for you during the summer.
Yeah, so right now it's part of NCAA meetings, the SWAC meetings, regional rules, conference as it relates to NATA. That means that we all go and specialize and see what's going on in our area to get a little better. And then it's also time for us to have our own meeting space and area, lay everything out on the platform and to be ready for this season and give our very best approach for our fans and our student athletes. And so for us, the administrative team, this is not a time to relax. Coaches recruit this time of year. This is time for us to put our best foot forward and think about our fans, think about our engagement, think about selling tickets, think about ancillary events, and think about motivating ways that we can represent Southern in a high fashion.
No question about that. Well, speaking of baseball, Coach Jackson is coming up right here next. We're going to talk a little Southern baseball and look at both games from Stark Vegas and the NCAA Regional. We'll do that when we come back right here on Pelican Sports TV. This is Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks, a closer look at Jaguar athletics. We'll be back from scoreboards here in just a moment right here on Pelican
Still
Sports TV.
got time. Come on down.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouget. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouget today.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of Southern University. One love.
When you play the Louisiana Lottery, you may not see where your dollar goes. To the potential it nurtures. To the future it fuels. But with every dollar you spend, you're supporting K through 12 public education. Even if you don't see the change you're making, our students do. Thank you for giving us a reason to smile.
I like that. We will be back. That is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, the baseball coach of Southern University, Coach Kerrick Jackson, is right here in the house. Congratulations. Well, first of all, like Coach Banks said, you were way ahead of schedule. The first time I interviewed you, we were doing a radio show. And when I interviewed you, I had an opportunity of interviewing Rick Pitino. I had an opportunity to interview Nick Saban. And when I heard you talk and explain this and that, and I'm like, this guy's smart. I told everybody that this guy is going to be a winner. This guy is smart. And now you're ahead of schedule. But even for you, you start out, you're in the Major League Baseball for a long time. It's your second year at Southern University. How exciting was it at the watch party to see your players watching to see where they're going to go in the NCAA Regional?
Yeah, I think that was the most exciting part, was because we had worked so hard and talked about the goals we wanted to get accomplished this year. So to see those kids there sitting in anticipation.
There they are right there.
Yeah, to see them sitting in anticipation of trying to figure out where it was we were going to go. And especially for our senior class, those guys that had gone through, this was their first year having a winning season, and for them to be able to go out on top like that, nothing better than that.
Did you know before then at all? You had no reason? Had no way?
I found out, I knew that we weren't going to LSU.
Okay.
I did know that beforehand, but I didn't know where we were going to be.
Why? I saw Ole Miss gone. I saw Nashville gone. And I had a feeling we're going to Starkville. I told Chris and him that a few weeks ago. I just got a feeling it's back to Starkville.
Yeah,
and it was.
It's one of the best college environments out
Right.
there. Arguably right now, the top stadium in collegiate baseball. They spent, I think, $60 million on their stadium. So it's a phenomenal place, playing in front of 13 to 15,000 people. Can't ask for much better than that.
Even the most experienced coaches can, do something that they kind of doubt themselves. Like, why did I do that? A couple of years ago, Coach Maneri, Paul Maneri's been successful at Notre Dame, successful at LSU, pitched Walker in a practice game getting ready for the World Series championship game against Florida, threw his arm out, and that was the difference of them not making it, getting swept in that. So what do you do to prepare for the NCAA regional as you were getting ready for the big game with Mississippi State?
You know, I think for us it was business as usual. We had a kind of a formula that we'd used all year, and we stayed with that and rode that through the conference tournament, and figured we'd stay with that same plan during the regional and hope that our guys would go out there and do what they need to do to put us in a position to win.
All right, your thoughts of the game day experience at the Dude?
You know what? For me, I've been in those experiences, in those environments before. So again, it was really good for our kids because even when we go over and play LSU, it's not packed on a midweek Tuesday. Right. So for them to be in that environment, it was really exciting. But you know, I've been in Texas A&M, I've been at LSU when it's packed. I've been at those places before, so I've experienced that. But it was really good for our kids to see it.
No question about that. I think we got some highlights for the Mississippi State game right here. Mississippi State coming into this ball game was the number 6th team in the nation, the 6th seed in the nation in the tournament, in the top 8 seeds, and Southern University. Hey, get off right off the bat. Your first hit was a first hit.
Yeah, Tyler Laporte. He's been that guy that's been, you know, that heartbeat for us all year long, and he started off the game with that single up the middle, and we kind of rolled from there. We weren't able to capitalize in that first inning, but I think he took some of the edge off of our guys, knowing that we could go out and make some things happen.
And here, tie it up 6-6 going into the 7th inning. It's pretty impressive. And then this right here is a home run that was a 2-run shot right here, made it 11-6, and that was the decisive part in there. You felt in that game that one of the things that you didn't do right was finding the strike zone, and then also 2 errors by Johnson at second base.
Yeah, the strikes, lack of strikes early in the game is what really hurt us because it allowed their guys to have 5 plate appearances. So anytime you allow a team to come to the plate 5 times, that's always going to be trouble. And then, like you said, there in the, I believe it was in the 6th or 7th inning, we have a double play. If we roll that double play, we're out of it. We're still tied. We were rolling with some momentum at that time offensively. So we put up a 0 right there. I think we go out and we score a couple more. And Connor Whalen had been good for us all year. And I believe he shuts it down for us on the back end.
Yeah, no question about that. And then, you know, a lot of people ask, why didn't you put Eli Finney in that game against Mississippi State? And it's the reason, and correct me if I'm wrong, you want one of your best pitchers, especially a pitcher that has had experience and they beat LSU, and that second game, because it's either going to be a winner's game where the winner goes to Sunday and then they got to beat you twice, or it's a elimination game, which it was, and you got to have your best pitcher on there to be able to keep you in the tournament.
Exactly. That's exactly why we did it. You know, Jerome Bohannon had been good for us at times, bad for us at times, but a left-hander that had a good changeup. That was a good recipe and a good mix to go against Mississippi State's offense. And unfortunately, he just wasn't able to command the zone as well as we needed him to. But like you said, we wanted Eli going that next game regardless, because again, it's either putting us in the championship or it's keeping us from going home.
All right, the second game was the Miami Hurricanes, one of the Blue Bloods in college baseball, won several national championships over the years. This was game 2 in the elimination game. Eli Finney is on the mound right there. Miami with a 2-0 start, and they continue to bring it in. This was in the top of the first inning. There's a base hit going into the wall. It's an actual double. So Miami has been in this situation before, and they had a little chip on their shoulder because they felt they should have been hosting a tournament in Coral Gables, Florida.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, you know, they scored those 4 runs with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Eli was able to get through those first 2 batters. He was throwing strikes, just wasn't throwing quality strikes. We were missing up in the zone, missing out over the plate, and they were able to capitalize off that. I think for him, probably a little bit extra adrenaline flowing. Kid from Florida that didn't get recruited by any schools in Florida, so I think he had a little extra that he wanted to go out and prove himself.
No question about that. So, Coach, as you look now on the future of Southern baseball, obviously we're losing some big players. One of the guys, Javion Williams, got selected in the 22nd round, 656 pick to the San Francisco Giants. The color analyst on Southern's team, by the way, I text Chris Jones and said, man, they're showing the wrong coach. Coach Jackson's at third base coaching. Come on, man. And Coach said he was sending somebody down there to do that. So they started showing you. I know you might hate me for that, for showing you on TV. But anyway, so it looks like obviously Javion Williams and the color analyst called him one of the best arms in outfield. I mean, this was all around the nation. He said that's one of the best arms in outfield, and he showed that a couple of times.
Yeah, you know what? He's a guy that has the tools that you want. to play at that next level. He's young in the game, so hopefully he's in a good organization with the Giants. They really have value in their senior signs. They give those kids a chance. They do a good job of developing players, and he's got all the tools you want. So hopefully as he goes through that process and goes through their system, we end up seeing him on TV again someday.
What about Tyler Laporte? Kind of shocked that he wasn't picked at this point, right?
You know, the thing with Tyler is Tyler's a good college player. I don't know if Tyler's game translates to professional baseball as a position player. I think his best chance to play at the next level is going to be as a pitcher. He's got a really, really strong arm. He's athletic. He's a competitive player. So I think his best chance to play professional baseball is actually going to be on the mound. And I think if he gets, again, with the right organization, he's young. With as far as being a pitcher, he hasn't pitched a lot at all. We threw him 4 innings this year. So if they take their time with him, again, that's the guy you could see on TV someday.
Right. And the future as far as Southern goes, as far as recruiting goes, it's the deal, okay, you got to have good fielders, and I like the way you guys run the bases. I mean, very aggressive in base stealing and what have you. Stole third base even at one point in time, and I'm surprised they didn't steal home. But you always have to have at least 3 good pitchers, 2 for sure. The third one on the third day on that Sunday matchup is when you usually do it. It has to be good. Then you have 2 other pitchers that are a good 4th pitcher. 2 pitchers right there. But at the same time, you and I were talking off air, Oregon State, the defending national champions, 2 in barbecue. Also, Georgia was supposed to be one of the big ones. They were 5th in the nation. They got upset by Florida State, so that's why LSU's hosting a super regional this weekend.
Right. Yeah, you know, it's one of those deals where when you're looking at the guys that you have, you want everybody to go out and do what they're supposed to do, but this game is one in which any given day you cannot have your best day, and if the other team has their best day, you're subject to what takes place.
And I just told you a stat, and you were shocked on that. In college baseball, that's how much parity is in college baseball. The last time a number 1 seed won the national championship in college baseball, 20 years ago. That's pretty impressive. That's where anybody can beat anybody.
Yes.
I mean, that's impressive.
Well, and that's what I think. I think gives us a chance to be successful on a national stage on a regular basis. We have a good coaching staff. We have a good development plan in place. We're going to go out and recruit the right kids. And so if we coach them up and put them in a position to be successful, we should be regular players in this postseason atmosphere.
Coach Banks talked about obviously an extension for you, a new contract for you, and what have you. What else would you like to see going forward for Southern baseball?
Well, I think he and I have talked about 2 of the major projects that we like to get done is do something with our field and then be able to add some batting cages so we have a place where our kids can develop and get better.
Do you like the do you like the turf field, the all turf field?
I do. The thing I like about turf, especially down here, we get rain all the time. So I substituted cold for rain, moving from the Midwest to the South. But with turf, you can practice every day. You don't have to worry about field maintenance. You don't have to worry about any of those things. And then also in the off season, it allows us to host tournaments and camps and clinics and those types of things without having to worry about people getting on there too much and messing things up. So turf is definitely, I'm a proponent of natural surface, but turf is much more manageable in our situation, and we can use it a lot better.
Probably just have to practice sliding, especially when it rains, because you can go past that bag like we did in New Orleans.
Yes, you can.
Well, Coach Jackson, congratulations, my man, on a great season. We knew you were going to do it, brother. And give it up for Coach Carrick Jackson. Just unbelievable season for Southern University. Absolutely incredible. All right, when we come back right here, we're going to be talking more about Southern athletics as well as Southern academics. We'll do that when we return right here. This is the Overtime Show with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar athletics. I'm Chris Powers, back with more in just a moment right here on Pelican Sports TV. Thanks, Joe.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
CareSouth offers a wide range of comprehensive medical, behavioral health, and dental services. On behalf of the staff and board of directors, we want to thank the Parish of Ascension, East Baton Rouge, and Iberville for allowing us to serve you. Come out to any of our locations where family is serving families.
I can still remember Charlotte's first day of kindergarten like it was yesterday. Now, she's heading off to college.
So how are you feeling?
I'm nervous. I'm also really excited.
You know you're the first McKernan to not go to LSU in decades. Promise me this, you'll wear purple and gold at all the UT football games.
Dad.
Letting go isn't easy, especially for this Louisiana dad, but our children know family is always there for them. Just like when our clients come to us for help, they'll always be part of the Get Gordon family. We want to be your lawyers for life.
Call 888-8888.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Home, away, any game day. At Walk-Ons, we'll help you do game day right.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back, everybody, right here to Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. And we're right here at Scoreboards Restaurant and having a fun time. I see we got DeAndre here from Cumulus Media. You brought the big tank here. Yeah. And he's eating right now, what is it, seafood, but he's got some surgical gloves on.
He said he's trying to not mess up his hands, I guess.
Look at that. He's the doctor.
Bougie.
He is the doctor at eating that. Well, let me tell you, DeAndre, one of the things that DeAndre does, you're in promotions, right?
Yes, sir. I'm the promotions director.
And you do an unbelievable job for our radio shows, our radio coaches shows. You're always setting up the equipment. I feel like we work for a big major network or something because it's always done every time we get there.
I appreciate it, man.
That's impressive, man. I also have a picture of me and Coach Odoms or any coach that is there.
I try to put
right
my
on the
little
front.
touches on to try to make it as best as possible.
And you do a great job. I mean, you also give pom-poms to little children, little Jaguar Nation fans and stuff like that. So you do an excellent job from there. And, you know, Cumulus was right on board as soon as we began talking with Cumulus Broadcasting about getting Southern University over at Cumulus Broadcasting.
Yes, sir. Trying to get it back, that relationship we had it once when we were with Cumulus. I've been there for maybe almost 15 years. And when I got there, we had a big partnership. We used to do the tailgates, games, and all that type of thing. So it's been a great relationship.
It's just that play-by-play guy just totally is horrible, right?
Oh, man.
How has Cumulus contributed to Southern University athletics?
I guess the ways they have contributed is just getting the word out to people about the games, events that you guys have going on, broadcasts like we do all the time during the season, basketball, football season, and I think it's vice versa, a relationship like a reciprocation. You guys introduce us to new students, thousands of parents that may come in that may not know anything about our station from different parts of the country, even the world. And I think it's a great relationship.
And I'll tell you, they have some of the best radio stations in the Baton Rouge market. In fact, Q106 usually is the #1 radio station ratings-wise.
Yes, sir. Number one.
Max 94.1 is right behind it.
In the market.
And a very successful program on 1460.
Yes, AM gospel station too.
I mean, that's in the top 5 too.
Yes, sir. With the big dogs, still rolling with the big dogs AM station.
Right, and then you have a 100,000 watt radio station in 103.3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing major things, and I think it's a great thing just to marry a #1 school with the #1 stations in the market.
That's right. There you go. And then also too, another thing. I know sometimes Denise asks the DJs to be a part of hosting a halftime show for a basketball game. Also, we had some for the Taste of Jag.
Yes, Latangela, she always does a great job. She's our
got a smooth voice.
Production director for all of our stations over there, and she just does a great job in hosting.
And then also, too, the Bayou Classic. You're able to be there at Champion Square, Cumulus Media, right?
Yeah, I think this past year we was able to be there thanks to Southern University. It was formerly headed by another group of radio stations, but you guys, this relationship helped get us in there and battle the bands, all that great stuff that goes down at Bayou Classic.
Right, and one of those guys was Mr. Henry Baptiste, who is not here today. He's a board member for the Superdome.
Yes.
He was big instrumental in getting y'all there. And then also, too, it was big that the actual Bayou Classic broadcast was actually on your New Orleans station there as well.
Yes, New Orleans, as well as our Lafayette stations.
Okay.
And we're trying to branch out and maybe get all the stations that Cumulus has in Louisiana.
Cumulus, has promised nationwide to their advertisers that they can give you a guarantee that people are going to listen.
Yes,
so
going to listen.
So, and people could call y'all. Y'all have in the South, Baton Rouge, Lafayette.
We have Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Lake Charles, as well as Shreveport.
All right, and then also in Mississippi as well.
Mississippi, Clarksville, Starkville, and Columbus.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Yes.
How does it feel working for Cumulus?
I mean, it's been a great journey. I am a fellow Jaguar, so I class of 2000, fall 2005.
Yes.
I mean, I've been here for almost 15 years. This is my first job, straight out of school, and Southern and Cumulus is all I know.
How would you like to see the partnership with Southern and Cumulus continue to grow and head forward?
I guess as far as it is right now, just branching out to different markets within the state and possibly branching out to different markets, introducing people in other markets to our radio stations as well as Southern and nationwide if we can.
That'd be good.
Yes.
That'd be nice, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, tell us how does it feel working for a big station like Cumulus Broadcasting, which is all around the nation?
It feels great. I get to work with some awesome people. It's like a family. I see them more than I see my own family. So we have a good time, fight sometimes, but it's a great thing and it's a great experience. I get to meet people all the time and I'm a people person, so I enjoy just chopping up with different people all the time.
The football broadcast can be heard on Q106.5. It's a 50,000 watt radio station.
Yes, sir.
And that can be heard all the way into Mississippi as well.
Yes, sir.
And then also, too, you can go on the website as well.
Yeah,
and listen to the
Q106DOT5.com.
Yep, and then also as well, basketball games and baseball games are done on Heaven 1460 AM WXOK.
Yeah, still one of the powerhouse AMs, still rocking with the big dogs.
Yep, so basically you can catch Southern sports pretty much anywhere. We're obviously trying to grow that. Like to have more baseball games on, like to have more basketball games on as well. And hopefully in the near future that can grow as well.
Yeah, that'll be an awesome thing.
That's right. Well, man, thank you, brother.
I appreciate you guys
you
for
being on
me.
here, man.
Yes, I appreciate you.
All right. Coming up, we're going to be talking more academics and more. We've got Coach Banks coming back up as well here soon. That's all coming up right here from Scoreboards Restaurant. By the way, come on by to Scoreboards. They got the best overtime series bread pudding. Have you had that yet?
Oh yeah, I had the bread. You know I'm a bread pudding connoisseur now.
Yeah.
So, yes, I've had the bread pudding.
If I didn't say that, Coach Banks would run both of us on.
Oh man, and those crab legs got the best seafood in the city.
It's good. It's good. And your boy, Big Tank is getting it right now. And the sausage too are good with that.
Yes,
huh?
sir. Yes, sir.
Ooh, that's
sausage,
good.
corn, potatoes, all that.
Then also all kind of things going on. There'll be a band here tomorrow night, bike night also tomorrow night, and a couple of other things that goes on right here at Scoreboards Restaurant. The food is excellent. No question about that. You need to come on by and get some delicious food. And several TVs in the house. You can watch all the games, anything you want right here. They got right now, us on right now going on. They've got, I see NCAA track meet going on. They've got the NBA finals are tonight, game 3.
Yes, sir.
Who do you have in that game?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
No, I'm not sure.
God said Golden State would win it, but Golden State lost the first game for the first time ever.
Oh, man, that's
Toronto Raptors won that game, so we'll see how it goes on with the rest of the series. Hopefully it's a very good series. Good not to see Cleveland and the Warriors in there again every year.
Again.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment right here from Scoreboards Restaurant on Coursey Boulevard, right smack in the middle of Short Forest Boulevard and Airline Highway. We invite you to come on out and see us back in a moment right here on Pelican Sports TV.
Hi, I'm Mayor Sharon Weston Broom, inviting you to join us for Taste of the Jag on May 23rd at 6:30 p.m. at the Belle of Baton Rouge. Get a taste of Southern soul from chefs from throughout the area.
Hi, I'm Chef Celeste. Join me for a taste of mystery.
I'll be there.
I'm Chef Tracy. Eat yourself well and treat yourself well.
A taste of Cajun. It's a taste of health.
A taste of Jaguar pride.
At Roadrunner Towing, we love our God, our children, our nation, and yes, our sports. So let's play ball. Score big when you need a tow, either in East Baton Rouge or West Baton Rouge. Because at Roadrunner Towing, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes.
Legendary Import Group. Exceptional service and a rare collection. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. We are legendary.
I am legendary.
I'm Team Legendary.
I am legendary.
I am legendary.
Now that's legendary.
Stop by Legendary Import Group today, where our team is honored to serve you. We are legendary.
Legendary Import Group, the only place for legendary care.
The smart Baton Rouge business traveler travels out of Baton Rouge. Why? It's about not having to wake up hours earlier, fight traffic, and stand in long lines. It's also about BTR being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere your business takes you. It's smart. So for your business, if it's about being one step ahead and not dead on your feet, then it's about time you flew BTR. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
Imagine a day without music. You go downtown, you can find some music. You come uptown, you can find some music. Monday night, they got music. Every night of the week, there's music somewhere. Baton Rouge is a place where it's easy to make friends, it's easy to hear some music, and it's easy to come back. We got the music, we got the food, and we got good people. So with that combination, you can't lose, right?
You ever come to Louisiana?
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. Roman Banks joins me back here at Scoreboards, right here on the stage and right here on Pelican Sports TV. And Coach, obviously big 2018-2019 season. We're going to talk about that in just a moment, athletically and academically. But first of all, what did you need from the academic side, from Dr. Belton's side, to be able to get the athletic program back towards competing for championship, conference championships?
Well, I think the start of it is that Dr. Belton also took the time, along with myself and Traven Scott, to sit down with the NCAA, and he had an understanding what my leadership would be in the athletic department as his athletic director. He invested in me to make sure that I brought those concerns back to him. And so he had an understanding that there's an institution control. And so therefore that lends to us meeting every bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, and having meetings strictly about athletics. And not only about athletics, when I say strictly about athletics, there are roles on campus that financial aid have to play, admissions have to play, the certifying team has to play. And so it was very important that we understood that in other words, it takes the whole village to raise the child. And so he has an understanding of that, and for me to communicate with him on a day-to-day basis. And once he got that understanding, and we all had that understanding, it made it easier for all of us to start working together to make sure that we are compliant with NCAA rules and regulations.
Right, no question about that. And you always talked about that, about the APR scores. It wasn't just one guy. You didn't take credit for that too. You said your team did it, and every good general manager, every good CEO, governor, president, whatever, will tell you he or she is only good of the people that surround him.
Yeah, and so understanding your job was critical, and we totally understood it that you have to hire people in athletics now that understand their role in their jobs. You can't take a person that's probably, let's say, working in recreation in the back and let them be a certifying officer or an academic counselor. There are actually rules and regulations that govern how you're going to be eligible, progress toward a degree, and so there's an understanding of things that person needs to know to work that job. And so we've had to hire people that understood the job and not just move people around. And so I think with that being said, Traven Scott, who actually lead that area for us, and we had those conversations, he has a great understanding of compliance and academics himself because that's where he started. And so then my role from a coach perspective, and when you put all those things together, then you end up having something pretty good. And so we were able to identify people across the campus as well that wanted to be a part of the athletic process, that we could take and get training and help be a part of our academic certifying team. And so all these things that started to change and revolve wasn't just about me, it was about the whole campus and President Dr. Belton empowering us to do those things.
And APR scores, we've had success on the field, on the court this year, but APR scores are up.
Yeah, they're up. And so there's a total understanding if you didn't know that if you're in a business major and we have you down as a business major in athletics and this is not in the register office because that's the holding place for the NCAA, then we have a problem. So you had to make sure that you had a policy and procedure just if a student athlete wanted to change a major. It's not the same for a regular student. And so we're operating under two different practices as a regular student and an athlete that had to be understood, and you had to put the formula in for the student athlete.
No question about that. Now, on the field, on the court, 3 of the 4 major sports were on the national stage. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I often say we're getting back to the good old days.
That's right.
and from my perspective as a leader of the department, that's my job. I feel like that I'm the general manager, making sure we put everything in place. And it's also my job to make sure that we work very hard to create funding for these coaches to have the opportunity to do their job. And so we are constantly with our corporate sponsors, fundraisers, all these things are important. And guess what? You have to hire a person to do these jobs for you and sit at the table with you and strategize on how we're going to get this done. And it started when I first got the job with Denise Rankins. And we were able to empower ourselves in the community and empower ourselves with corporate sponsorship. Now we bring it on the development phase. What that part is to deal with our students and our alums and invest in them and how they can give and how they can support, build strategies toward those things. I call them everyday practices that other institutions I was a part of was doing, but we wasn't doing them. And so just having to look from the outside in and bring those type of tools to the table is going to help us be successful in the future.
Like they said, what SWAC stands for, Southern wins another championship.
Another championship. Hey, I'm looking for brighter things for next season. I think all our Olympic sports are doing a good job. We're constantly investing in our Olympic sports. I mean, there are some things that we have to continue to do for Title IX and gender equity reasons, and we are doing those things. And guess what? You need a leader at the top also to help everybody understand this process. Mm-hmm. And I'm fortunate enough that we have had good leaders on our board. Our board have educated themselves. Our board of supervisors have educated themselves. And so now there's a totality that we all know counter reasonably the knowledge and the working knowledge of what needs to happen. And it's my job to put it out there every day to beat the dead horse to make sure that it's get done.
And we all know that the state of Louisiana continues not to give the money to the higher education like they should. They're giving it to, right now, teachers got a $1,000 pay raise as far as elementary teachers and high school teachers. That's great to see that. Great job for that. But we still need more money. So with not having more money coming to higher education, Coach, what do you need from Dr. Belton and the rest of the board Have they done enough right now for Southern, or do you need them to still do more? You'd like to see them take more steps this way?
Well, obviously, we still, until November 2021, that we have to, by that time, put different things in place. And so there's gonna be a need for money. And so we know down the line that we have to challenge ourselves budget-wise to find some other revenue means as it relates to probably some state funding somewhere. But it's also important to me to make sure that I'm able to bring stats to the table to say, okay, the alumni are giving, they buying season tickets, corporate sponsors are giving. Now we just need to do a little bit more from the state side, and how can we do this?
Yep.
And so possibly one day there may be a chance that student fees go up. Scholarships have gone up, and tuition have gone up, so that means scholarships going up. And so for one point, there was a deeper hole for athletics, because if you don't get any money added to your budget, then there's a deeper hole just because the scholarships are going up, or student fees have gone up. And so there's a possibility that we maybe do something with student fees, but it's also, and I'm also very thankful to our board supervisors, DeMond Rutledge, Attorney Tony Clayton, Ann Smith, Miss Ann Smith, the president of that team of people on the academic team as it relates to the board of supervisors on the athletic committee and the finance committee that pooled together to kind of increase us some funds to help us get by last year. And we're going to need that help again, but as it goes, we are making more money as everybody buys season tickets, and we're working closer together with the community and with our alumni and with our fans. That's helping the whole process quite a bit.
Has there, on a different subject now, has there been any talk with Dr. Ray Belton about the rise of the Mississippi River? It is pretty close to the top. And also, it was a story last night on Channel 9 about how it's very close to the bluffs right there.
Yeah, and so I can't answer that. I know the only thing I can answer that he's down at the Capitol right now, and he's fighting for Southern University. And so I just got to imagine if the bluff is rising, he know about that as well.
Yeah.
But no better man for the job right now than Dr. Belton as it relates to run this institution. We're getting, student numbers are increasing. Larger freshman class, probably one of the largest in the last 10 years. And so that leadership is great, and he has a vision for the athletic department, and I'm very thankful for him and our board of supervisors.
No doubt about that. I can tell you by the news release, they're asking people to stay away right there at the Mississippi River at Scotts Bluffs. Do not go in that area because of the fact they haven't roped off because of your safety. That water is getting close to the levee. And then also, even beyond that, something I was going to ask Dr. Ray Belton now, there needs to be improvements to that levee system. That levee is starting to actually kind of fade away a little bit because of the rising waters. So hopefully that is something, I know, like you said, he's going to be talking to the legislation today. That's why he's still at the state capitol as we speak. All right, when we come back, we're going to have that guy, Roman Banks, back on.
I'll be back. I'm taking
and of course the bread pudding is coming. I know it. I can smell it from here. The Overtime Series bread pudding is coming back. We'll do that and ask the athletic director a question as well. It's all coming up right here next on, of course, Overtime Series with athletic director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar
Big Willie
Athletics.
Hughes in the house, y'all.
Big Willie is in the house.
Big Willie in the house.
Coach Jacobs is in the house,
Coach
too.
Jacobs in the house.
And we'll be back right after
Baseball
this.
staff in the
Elegant
house.
Sports TV.
Frank in the house.
Need to see a doctor fast? Lake Express Check-In lets you get in line online. Visit OLOLRMC.com/express to choose an estimated treatment time at one of our emergency room, urgent care, or physician office locations. A service of Our Lady of the Lake.
Legendary Import Group, distinguished service and detailed attention. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. Stop by 10660 Coursey Boulevard or phone 225-960-1191.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score. Because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers. Craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of Southern University. One love.
When you play the Louisiana Lottery, you may not see where your dollar goes. To the potential it nurtures. To the future it fuels. But with every dollar you spend, you're supporting K through 12 public education. Even if you don't see the change you're making, our students do. Thank you for giving us a reason to smile.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
Talk to State Farm agent Anna Jones in Baton Rouge today.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something the Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back, everybody, right here to Scoreboards, kind of food you get at Scoreboards right here. This is boiled shrimp, and it's also sausage with potatoes and corn. And look, Coach, look at the seasoning on that corn.
All over it, all over the corn.
You think it's
look at the spice right here,
you
man.
think it's mild?
That might be what I like. No, not at all. Not at all.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
I'm going to keep it PG. We need a cold glass of water.
Yes, indeed. Then we got, obviously, too, the Overtime Series bread pudding.
Can't beat it. Overtime Series bread pudding. My initial signature is on this bread pudding right here.
Even DeAndre, who I never see eat from Cumulus, had to get some of that bread pudding, he said.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I challenge everybody to try. You won't go back.
That's it. That is an unbelievable deal right there. All right, your thoughts, first of all, on Thursday. Former coach of Southern University baseball, Roger Cato, will be inducted into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame.
No question about it. I mean, obviously, we've been talking about baseball and, one of our pioneers and did great things at Southern University. And obviously, we're going to recognize him this upcoming fall season for the work he's done. And so we're very excited about him. Congratulations, Coach.
Yep, good job. That'll be on Thursday in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And the sports, if you've never made the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, go there. It is a beautiful facility. And also, by the way, as well, I just had a friend of mine tell me they went through in Washington, D.C., the American Sports Smithsonian and saw the Bayou Classic trophy right
Bayou
there.
Classic, yeah. They have
How awesome is that?
Awesome, very awesome. I mean, as it relates to Southern University and also the SWAC, we have a lot of history. We have a lot of things that happened for us, and we had a lot of things that happened for us in the 60s and 70s, even as it relates to these later days. And so we got a lot of history, and I think it's about us telling our history, telling our story. And I think as we do that, then people respect us even that much more.
Also, a couple of other recognized, too. Both the Jaguar baseball team and the women's basketball team, the Lady Jags basketball team, were honored today at the state capitol.
Yeah, no question about it. And we are very grateful to the Black Caucus that led that challenge. And once again, those two coaches, what they've done for their program. Coach Funch is in his first year, and he got national recognition as well. And so that just tells you that I think we're headed in the right direction. And, I'm looking forward to next season.
Former Southern University basketball player Avery Johnson was also honored at the Dick Vitale Gala in May.
Yeah, no question about it. And we know Avery is a very good friend of Southern University. We know that he's one of our famous alums as it relates to athletics. Avery walked the walk and talked the talk. I know when I was a basketball coach, he was right there, instrumental in helping us upgrade ourselves quite a bit. And I'm very excited about him and what's going to happen for him in the future. I know he's working on some things. I don't want to give it away right now. But we are very grateful to the general himself, Avery Johnson.
Cool deal. Tiana is with us right now. She's going to ask a question, which, by the way, she should get money from Apple Watch. She made me get this Apple Watch right here.
Great advertising, great marketing.
That's right. So she should get a percentage on this. You got ask the question. Introduce your guest.
All right, Chris. We have Vashni from Shreveport, Louisiana, and she has a question for Coach Banks.
What's going on, Coach Banks? What does it mean for the athletic department for the women's basketball and baseball seem to be recognized by the Legislative Black Caucus in the House and Senate chamber?
Okay, from Shreveport, my hometown,
from
right
Shreveport,
here.
Louisiana.
Yeah. Go Jags! I think once again it's very rewarding that people are recognizing your accomplishments. And we are very thankful for the Black Caucus that have their eyes on Southern University and able to recognize our coaches as they were both coaches of the year in their sports. And also what's more important, the student athletes. And I just think as they give us more motivation to do well in our particular area, but it's also a recruiting tool because you get to tell a good story at Southern University. And I always used to say that Southern University Athletics is the front door, the front porch. And so obviously what happens today is an example of the front door, the front porch. So hopefully we got 2 or 3 more students from that today.
Yep, and I'd like to see us go back to Shreveport too and play at Independence Stadium. That'd be fun.
We're working on that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're working on that. Actually, we started working on that last season, and we need some other things to happen. I say it all the time that people don't understand how expensive it is to move a football team, any sport for that matter, but when you have those type of numbers. And so if we're going to go somewhere, then we need to make sure that we're able to be compensated for the football team and the band.
All right, well, we hope you enjoyed Overtime Series with Athletic Director Roman Banks right here on Pelican Sports TV. We've had so much fun doing this, and we'll continue to do this and continue to eat this delicious food. Like my grandmother would say, Gardez donc, mais ça c'est bon, because that looks good, Shaq.
So that means this is very good.
That means that's very good. That means
I'm in on whatever you just said.
All right, we hope you enjoyed it. And again, thanks to Scoreboards for providing us this great restaurant for us. We'll be back, of course, Pelican Sports TV. See you later.
Go Jags!